Hey everyone, it's Brittany with Tennessee National Wildlife Refuge. Today we have a fun activity planned for you. We're going to be learning all about the water cycle. So for this activity, all you're going to need is a gallon Ziploc bag, some Sharpies, they can be colored or not, whatever you've got, some blue food coloring, some packing tape, and a pot to warm up some water with. So here we go. So water plays a pretty important role in our life on Earth. The water actually covers 70% of the Earth's surface, and our bodies are actually made up of 60% water. So water is a big deal. So we're going to do a water cycle, and to start us off, we're going to draw some land and a little tree on top of it. Just like so. Then we're going to draw some water. This is our sea. So what's happening is the water here on the surface of the sea is being warmed up by the sun. So as it's being warmed up, it's going to actually become a vapor that you don't really see too well. This is called the process of evaporation. So your water becomes vapor and is going up into the atmosphere. And so once it gets up there in the atmosphere, the colder temperature causes the water to release that heat and change the water back into a liquid state. This is known as condensation. So we're going to draw a little cloud. And draw another one over here. And so the way clouds form is that your water particles are hanging on to dust particles in the air, and that forms your clouds. But then your water droplets start to condense together, and they grow larger and they grow heavier. And so that is when the water then becomes heavier than the cloud, and the rain flows out. It falls out of the cloud as rain, sleet, snow, or hail. This is known as precipitation. So draw some rain coming down out of the sky. Just like that. And so when your rain hits the ground, there's going to be something called flow that happens. And flow is as your water is falling downward, it flows downward as well, and it's going to end up in your seas, rivers, lakes, oceans, those kinds of places. Another thing that's also happening here is that a lot of this water is soaking up into the ground. This is known as groundwater. And so it's going to help feed the plants, and it's going to also run through the soil and end up in places like your streams and oceans and lakes. And then also some of this water is consumed by animals. So all this flow and this groundwater ends up back here in the sea. And your process starts all over again, back through evaporation to condensation to precipitation, back to the flow in the groundwater. So it's pretty cool. So what we're going to do next is you're going to grab you a pot, and you're going to put some water in it, and you're going to put it on the stove top, and you are going to bring it to where it starts to steam. So don't boil it, just bring it to where it steams. You're going to pull it off, you're going to add some blue food coloring, and you're going to add it to this bag. So here we go. Alright, so I warmed up my water and added some food coloring to it. I poured it in my bag, and then I used my packing tape to tape it up to a window. Now, as time goes by, you'll start to see some white condensation on here. It's hard to see, but it is there, and that's your condensation. Then what's going to eventually happen is it's going to cool off in there, and you're going to start to see little droplets forming all over the bag and then start running down and flowing back down into the water. So this is a cool little activity. I hope you enjoy it and have fun. And I will see you all tomorrow for our next daily activity. Bye everyone.